6 trials, 1 man, the bizarre case of Curtis Flowers. The crime that refused to die. It began like any ordinary morning in the small town of Winona, Mississippi. July 16, 1996, but by noon the furniture store downtown had turned into a crime scene. 4 employees were found executed, each shot in the back of the head. No witnesses, no security cameras, no signs of forced entry. Days later, police arrested a 26-year-old black man named Curtis Flowers who had briefly worked at the store. The evidence: a disputed eyewitness, a single bloody shoeprint, and rumors that he had argued with the manager. In most towns, that wouldn't be enough for an indictment. But this wasn't most towns, this was Winona. Curtis Flowers was tried not once, not twice, but 6 separate times over the next 2 decades. In 3 of those trials, the verdicts were overturned due to prosecutorial misconduct, evidence withheld, false testimonies used, or most notably, illegal jury selection practices. The same prosecutor led every single trial, Doug Evans, who repeatedly dismissed black jurors at an alarming rate. The Mississippi Supreme Court called it a pattern, but Evans tried again, and again. And again, each time Flowers was sent back to jail. Each time the public questioned, was this justice or obsession? In 2019, the U.S. Supreme Court reviewed the case. Justice Brett Kavanaugh wrote the majority opinion, stating that the prosecution had clearly violated Flowers' constitutional rights. The racial bias in jury selection was undeniable. The conviction was overturned again for the 6th time, yet by now Flowers had spent over 23 years in prison. No new trial was scheduled. In September 2020, the Mississippi Attorney General's office officially dropped all charges. Curtis Flowers walked free, but the scars ran deep. The families of the victims had no closure, Flowers had no apology, and Doug Evans, he's still a DA. Justice or vendetta? The Flowers case became a national symbol of systemic failure, highlighted by podcasts, news outlets, and criminal justice reform advocates. Was he guilty? Maybe. Was his trial fair? Absolutely not. 6 trials, multiple overturned verdicts, and racially biased juries turned the case from legal proceeding into judicial harassment. How could the system pursue one man this aggressively when so much of the case was built on weak ground? Even now, legal scholars argue that Flowers' prosecution was less about guilt and more about proving authority, about not losing, about not letting go. Court spiral never stops. Imagine being tried 6 times for the same crime, held for decades without resolution. What would you do when they finally let you go? Cases like this are why court spiral exists, because some stories deserve to be told even if the courts tried to bury them. Leave a comment, subscribe for more. Court spiral, where justice gets complicated.